What is up? It's Guru Jojo, and this is just a brief video I want to explain on my process of tarot that some people may not necessarily agree with, but it's just an explanation as to my perspective. So, yes or no questions, right? So, yes or no questions, there's a couple different ways that most tarot readers would do this, whether it be that they use reversals. And reversals would indicate no, and then upright would indicate yes. Or some tarot readers would just use the actual like cards to decipher that yes or no. The thing with me is I generally don't like to do yes or no questions. It just depends on the particular question itself. Why? Because there's a lot of subjectivity that's involved in yes or no questions. Like, for example, one of the most typical questions that people like to come to tarot readers with is my husband or is my wife cheating on me? Now, the issue with this question is that the actual querent or the person asking the question, they need to be in tune with their own position. So, for example, in a question, like I said, is my husband or wife cheating on me? That person needs to know, the person asking the question, they need to be aware of what they consider to be cheating. And a lot of people don't. And that's where there's the issue, because it draws a concern of, okay, if that person doesn't know what's considered to be cheating, then spirit can only answer it from an objective point. But a lot of the times, it's if it's not breaking a particular contract, the answer is no. But to that particular person, it could be yes. And this is why yes or no questions are not good, because you need detailed information. It's better off like actually telling you what's going on. More specifically, what I mean is my husband or wife cheating on me, right? I flip out some cards. The response I'm getting is that your husband is, let's say that he's talking to a female at work, a colleague, and he does have feelings for her, but he has not did anything with her physically. Okay, he keeps the conversations mostly short. He tries to make them light, but sometimes there's flirting involved because he does like her. He thinks she's cute and he really enjoys her conversation. Okay, now to the querent who's asking the question, is that considered cheating to them? I don't know. Okay, because technically he's communicatively cheating with you. So you see where yes or no questions aren't always the best. It's just it's much better to receive the information that the cards are providing, telling you that there is someone at work, but you know what, they're not involved with that person physically in a romantic way. Or yes, there is a person at work, but he don't see her as any more than a friend, or she don't see him as any more than a friend. Okay? And also too, like he or she doesn't have any intentions of doing anything other than communicating about things related to work, and that's it. Yes, this person is texting other females outside of the relationship, but it hasn't gone physical level. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why, yeah, I don't really like yes or no questions. Some of them it's can be done because it's that simple. But a lot of these questions that people have, it's not that simple. It's really not. And then also too, the person that's being asked about, they may not necessarily even think that's cheating. So then that's an issue too. It's like, I get that we have this an objective viewpoint to answer these questions, but still it may not be compliant with the querent, the person who's asking the question, as well as who the question is about. So that's something that I just want to mention. It's a very quick and simple video. Just something that I raise as a concern with tarot. A lot of tarot readers are going to take your yes or no questions because it's quick and it's easy to do, and it allows them to get like a quick buck and to take in your interest to find out more information. But really, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, some tarot readers, maybe they can do that. Maybe they use I have one too, like a pendulum to do it and everything like that. But I feel like it's better to get the detailed information behind what's happening in your circumstance, because that's what tarot is about. It's about the things that's happening behind the scenes, and it's about things that you need to even come more into clarity with, like what's considered cheating with you. What did you discuss with your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend? What was the agreement? You know, what was the contractual agreement, whether it was verbal or physical? You know, marriages, you have vows and stuff. Like, what, like, it's like, what is compliant between the both of y'all? Like, it really depends. Like, everyone's different. So, a second issue with yes or no questions is the factor of timing. So, timing gets in the way with this sort of situation too, because somebody could be asking a question, and as far as timing is concerned, that influences the reality of the answer to that question. So for example, if somebody asks something like, is he going to break up with, no, is he going to get a divorce, okay, or something, or is she going to get a divorce, right? The issue with this kind of question is that the thought processing, okay, so the timing is concerned within the air element, so the thought processing and the mental, he could be very, very sure that he's going to get a divorce. She could be very, very sure that she's going to get a divorce. But the issue is that in terms of the physicality of it, it has not came into reality yet. No paperwork was discussed. He didn't hire a lawyer. She didn't hire a lawyer. See now where those details need to be communicated, and I can't just say yes or no, because it's like, no, or else it's just gonna be like, no. The answer is no, and then that's gonna piss the person off who asked the question. They're gonna be like, okay, he don't have intentions of getting divorced, when it's really just, it's not that. It's just that he only had the thought processing behind it. So I'm only mentioning this stuff for people who just want like yes or no. There's some people who literally ask a question, they expect you to pull out cards and say yes or no, but it's like, it's necessary to provide more information surrounding the answer to that question, and it's better to get the details of the story rather than just the yes or no. Another thing with timing being a concern is things that are brought to people's awareness in their sense of identity. So another common question might be like, is this person gay? Is this person into, you know, the same sex? Are they interested in me? Okay, sometimes people are not cognizant of that. That's breaking a boundary, a spiritual boundary, because it's like that person could be gay, but they may not even know it. So then it's just weird. That's where these details need to be involved. And certain things too, you can't push because it breaks a lot of spiritual contracts. So that's where it comes to the morals of the tarot reader as well. So those are just a couple things that I want to mention as it relates to tarot and pulling these cards and like yes or no questions, especially. I mean, timing is definitely something that's a concern. And like I said, also the factor of the subjectivity around the question too, you know, by the querent and the person that the querent is asking about. And, you know, so that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. I hope it was like helpful, and I hope people understand where I'm coming from. Blessings, light, and love though to everyone.